1, 2, 3, 4.
Brian Schofield, I play banjo with the band.
I'm Nick Jerome Maddox and I play the mandolin with the band.
Hi, I'm Martin Schofield, I'm his brother, and I play guitar and dobro in the Thunderbridge Bluegrass Boys.
As a little kid playing in the sand, my mom would take me by the hand so I could stand. Get me walking. Sometimes I'd fall to the ground and I'd get back up and stumble around just like a clown. But I was walking, not too fast, not too slow, keep it steady as I go, live each day as if it were the last, keep on walking.
We went to London and randomly bought a CD of music that we'd never heard of before, and it turned out to be Bluegrass, and we bought it because it was cheap. We liked it so much that we decided to actually go to the States to find it for real. We ended up travelling the southern states of America. Ended up in Nashville at the world famous Station Inn, 12th Avenue, and we were hooked, completely hooked. I mean, the magnificent performance around us, single microphone, and we came back to the UK. Miraculously met up with Nick, who actually owned a mandolin, which was a bonus.
Play it, you just owned
I still can't.
That's right.
I've got two now, I still can't play either of them. So.
And of course, you were writing songs.
Yeah.
And you are to this day.
Yeah.
What does your set consist of? Bit of original, bit of traditional, bit of covers?
It's roughly a third traditional bluegrass numbers, a third kind of contemporary covers, and a third original material, written mainly by this man and sort of corrected by us.
Yeah, put through the workshop.
People now having trouble getting round, I'm slowing down, but I'm still walking. And I can hear the angels sing on high. Suddenly I realized I've seen the lights, and I'll keep on walking.
What do you think of this Cornish festival?
We love it here. It's our fourth festival, and coming to Cornwall in 2006 was the first Bluegrass festival we'd ever done, and we were really, really pleased to be invited to do that, being a relatively new band. And it's a great place to come. We think it's the nicest, friendliest festival that we've gone to.
Well, the festival evolved really from a few friends that wanted to bring the music down to Cornwall rather than us travelling up country to kind of get to other festivals as such, you know. Basically, we just decided to do it, get it on, and it's just stemmed from there.
So did the CBA begin 7 years ago then, when you put them on the first festival?
Yes, yeah. So it just seems amazing that it can come like it has in that shorter time, you know.
How does that first one compare to what we've got here today?
How does it compare? 250 people in a small little, the tavern bar at Hendra Holiday Park, which seemed at the time it just seemed phenomenal that we could actually do it, you know. A group of 12 people, you know, friends got together just to get it going and put it on there. It was amazing. We were just over the moon with a whole lot of it, you know. And it's just developed from there. Once it's set up, the people take over. You know, it's them, they bring the atmosphere here, not us. We just put it on, you know, and they actually do it. It takes a magic of its own on, you know, it's just brilliant.
Remember when I courted you so many years ago? Said I'll always love you and I'll never let you go. How many times you just don't know? How many times have I seen you?
My name's JC Harris.
I'm Mark Russell.
John Breeze.
Charlotte Karivic. Laura Karivic.
How did it go?
Well, I think it felt good. Everyone seemed to clap. I suppose that's always a good thing.
Was it a bit stressful because you were doing your sound check kind of almost before you went on?
That's fairly normal, but it was only our second public outing, so it was a little bit scary. But
usually when we've played, we've been using a single mic, so it's quite different having the monitors and all, but I think it worked right, don't you? It sounded good to us anyway.
Can I just ask you how young people are interested in bluegrass music? How's that happened?
I'm not actually sure. I was 12 and asked for a banjo. So it kind of went from there for me. I don't know, was your dad into it first or?
No, it was Laura got into it through a series of fiddle music books and I followed. And then our dad followed as well. So.
I found it through JC and picked up a double bass and started playing.
And I guess I just wanted to learn another instrument, really. Just
guitarist?
Yeah, classical guitarist. That's what I study, and I kind of keep it a secret. It's my secret hobby.
What do you make of the bluegrass scene? In Cornwall for you, but in the rest of the UK and where else you've played. What do you think of it?
I think it's growing. I've only been into bluegrass for the past 2 years. And when I first sort of started playing, there wasn't very many sessions down in Cornwall especially, and now more seem to be popping up. Festivals like this are getting bigger and bigger every year, other festivals up country as well. So I think it's growing as a whole throughout the nation.
Can I just ask what you two are doing? Have you got an album coming out, or are you recording at the moment, or what?
We've done 3, we've only got 1 that we still have copies of. We're recording a new one next month, so that should be out soon-ish. Yeah.
Songs all ready for that?
Yes, they are. Yeah, the only thing is we can't think of what to call it at all. So, yeah, that's the main problem really. But apart from that, it's sorted.
And what can people expect from that album?
Well, it's pretty much it's all original songs, isn't it? Yeah. It's quite different from the stuff we've been playing as a band tonight because it's obviously just the 2 of us, and it's slightly more folky, but still mostly bluegrass. Yeah.
How do you get your inspiration for the original songs?
That's the really hard bit. A lot of our songs that we do together in a duo are sort of inspired by local stories and things. These ones were written for the band. I mean, there were a few we didn't get through playing, but we tried to write them about some other things, like being a little bit mean and writing them about friends. But various things really. That's the hard bit, is finding something to write about. Once that's there, then it takes 10 minutes to write a song. But it's...
So for you it's the inspiration as opposed to actually doing it?
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Finding something you can find enough words to say about. I don't know about JC and John, how they do it.
I don't know, I wrote a poem ages ago and put a tune to it, and that was that song we played called Chapel Porth. But that's the only one. I can't think of no more. I don't know how to do it, to be honest. I don't know where that one came from. Maybe I need some more heartache or something.
It's 10 to 9 and we've just taken a little break from watching the music. The Thunder Bridge Bluegrass boys are on in the background, you can probably hear. But I've got Sim Daly here, who's a Cornish fisherman turned mandolin maker and now lives in Nashville. What's it like to be home, Sim?
It's great to be home. Really good, I can't tell you. A friend of mine said coming back to Cornwall is like putting on an old pair of shoes, and man, it just feels right when you come back, I tell you. Yeah.
Tell your story briefly if people don't realise what's happened.
I got into bluegrass probably when I was 17 years old, got the banjo from the whole Doolin Banjos thing. Always wanted to go to Nashville, made the trip, met my wife, stayed pretty much, and went to work in an instrument repair shop for about a year or 2 before they got bought out by Gibson Guitar Company. So I went to work for Gibson because that whole lot went there to the Gibson shop. Worked there for 4 years, ended up running the mandolin division. Me and the supervisor retooled the whole lot. Got tired of that, went to work for myself, and I've been nearly 10 years working by myself, repairing and building mandolins for a bunch of people.
Yeah, you're a banjo player.
I am, yeah. I actually bought a book on how to play the banjo, and in the back was a section on how to make one. So I'm like, oh man, that is just the neatest thing. So got the wood, got everything set up, and of course you got a lot of metal parts on a banjo, and I had no earthly idea where to buy them in Cornwall, so I kind of give up the idea. I went down the library and they had a book on how to make bluegrass mandolins. I'm like, well, close enough. So me and Nick Greenwood, a friend of mine, went into the woods up in Bindown and cut the end off a sycamore tree and built 3 mandolins, and then I went to Nashville, and I think that's what probably got me the job working in the repair shop.
Have you ever thought about taking up the mandolin instead of the banjo?
No, not when you see some of them players over there. So I do all I can on the banjo. I ain't got time for mandolin. But it'd be nice, but man, it's just such a life commitment to get that good. So.
They are hot, aren't they?
Yeah, oh man, you see a good mandolin player, it's incredible how a human can play that quickly, and it's amazing.
But you live and breathe bluegrass, don't you? Do you not get fed up with it?
Yeah, and that's why I start missing home. You know, it's because all my friends are musicians, my job's musician, you know, my repairing instruments, and I play music, and it's so much a focus on that, and it would be nice just to go for a walk down the quay, you know. So you get fed up, like, oh, I just want to go down the quay and have a coffee or see somebody and just talk about something other than music. But it's not a bad life when all's said and done there.
It's completely different Nashville to Lou. You know, climate-wise, everything is, you know, it's just completely different. Do you ever think you'll come home at any point?
I'd like to think so. I don't know, my wife's an American, so there could be a little bit of a conflict there, but maybe if I can come back once or twice a year, I think that might kind of scratch the itch a little bit, but who knows what will happen in the future.
What bands and who are you playing with at the moment? Because you've been on the Opry, we should say, haven't you? Been on the Opry stage.
I got on to play the Grand Ole Opry earlier on this year. We was kind of hanging out backstage with a band, the Mike Snyder band, and Mike Snyder was a star on Hee Haw, and as a member of the Grand Ole Opry. And a friend of mine plays guitar, so we were kind of all hanging out back there. And Mike just said to me, he says, "Have you ever played the Opry?" I'm like, "Well, no." He says, "Well, you will tonight," and gave me his mandolin. I'm like, "But I don't play mandolin, Mike." He's like, "You'll be all right." And we ran through like a couple of songs, just beating on some chords. And the next thing I know, I'm stood out on the big famous circle in the middle of the floor and the big red curtains going up. Oh my God. Unbelievable. So yeah, I got to play a couple of songs with Mike on the Opry. That was pretty neat.
For a country musician, that's like the pinnacle, isn't it?
Totally, yeah. I mean, there are people who give their right arm to be up there, and that's me just kind of wandered into the gig.
What have you been doing since you've been back over here?
Absolutely nothing. I've been wandering around Lou with my brain in neutral, because all my time there I'm scheduling repair work and trying to schedule mandolins being built and stuff, so I just, absolutely nothing. I've just been wandering around. My wife has been on a whirlwind tour of England. The people we stay with took her on the tour, so I've just had a week and a half of doing nothing.
Had a pasty?
Every day, yeah. I've got 2 years worth to catch up on.
Fancy some good Cornish beer?
Yeah, totally.
It's gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I keep on walking,